You may have seen my retirement video, but before I quit YouTube and Project SMP, I wanted to be remembered with something great. Something that will leave my glory on the SMP. So in today's video, I decided to build the biggest machine I have ever made in my life. A massive, fully functional panzer, or however you pronounce it. The reason why I decided to build that was because I think this will be the most memorable thing I can build for one final project. Meh, just kidding. I was just very frustrated when that thing blew up in the project war, and I was like, nuh-uh, I'm not stopping until I finally build that thing. Even if I have to rebuild it 10 or 100 or 1000 times. Okay, probably not that much, but I just couldn't live with the thought that I have failed to make a project. So here I am today, doing one more attempt to rebuild this massive war machine. And also Project SMP is lacking content. So I decided to do one last Joygo revive. If you want to join, the link is in the description. And now, let's start with the video. So season 2 of Project SMP started, and we all had nothing. Which meant that this time I wouldn't just be given all the items I need like the previous time. I had to start from literally nothing. Now thankfully Rocket Place was able to make a pretty good base, which helped me to get maxed out diamond armor very quickly, and after I was full geared up, I could start gathering the materials. I decided to start with the hardest one, which was the honey blocks. To get the honey blocks, I went to collect some beehives using Silk Touch. Then I put the bees inside the box and used that to breed them. And then a creeper blew it up. While I was breeding them, I also made a lot of beehives because I'm planning to make a huge honey farm. And I eventually managed to get a lot of bees. Then I made an updated version of the honey farm I made in season 1. Not only it was bigger, but I also made it have a sorting system. Whenever the bees drop bottles, the bottles will be taken from the minecart, put into this item elevator, and the empty bottles will be put back in the dispensers, and the ones with honey will be put in the chest. But unfortunately, while I was making the farm, I made a big mistake, and I lost a big part of the bees. And in the next hour or so, I spent my time trying to fix my mistakes. Eventually, I was able to get a lot of them back in the farm. It won't be sufficient as it was going to be without a mistake, but we still have a farm at least. Then, out of nowhere, Geek ran out at a post saying that there will be elections to be chosen a president at spawn. The only two people who wanted to be a president were Like and Chickentastic, the two suit men. When the elections happened, I was banned for trolling, and Chickentastic was the one who won, and now was the president of Project SMP. But this is when he turned to his evil arc, because the moment he became a president, he added taxes. Man, why are all politicians so obsessed with money? He even hired Like to make a jail for the people who don't pay them. But Like just got stuck in his own prison. So I went on a mission to save him. But he eventually escaped using /spawn. And because I could end up in this jail, I had to get a zombie in my base and use it to zombify a glass paying villager so I can get enough emeralds to pay my taxes. But thankfully, he saw that the taxes idea wasn't really good, so he removed them. Phew! Now that everything was sorted, I could go back to work on my project. I spent weeks on my honey farm, just collecting all the bottles, making blocks, and AFK. It was starting to get really annoying, because the progress was very slow and I needed a lot of honey blocks. But one day, when I logged on, the farm had stopped working. 5532 said that in the new update of Minecraft, a bug appeared that had made bees not wanting to go out of their nests when they are not in the overworld. This meant that now I had to move my farm in the overworld. But because I was lazy to do it, I just put all the nests in that box again and started getting the honey like this. I got pissed off in 5 minutes. So I just rebuilt my farm, and after a few more weeks and more than a month of collecting the honey, I was finally ready with it. That was an absolute torture to myself. But now that I'm done with the hardest part, the rest shouldn't be so hard. Or so I thought. The next thing on my list were the slime blocks. And if I was to build the slime farm I had in season 1, I was never going to get them. So I found a new slime farm made by Raceworks, which uses all the new features in Minecraft to collect slime. It's made out of crafters, oozing and investment potions, and allies. A lot of allies. Now the hardest thing for this farm was basically to get the allies. Ally. I don't know how to pronounce it, okay? And I'm also a bit sick at the moment, so it's kind of hard for me to speak right now. The first step for these creatures was to get amethyst shards, because if you give an amethyst shard to one of them while the music box is playing, they will breed themselves. And then I went on my search for them. I know they're usually in woodland mansions, so I bought a map from a cartographer and headed this way.
One eternity later.
After messing up the directions a few times, at the end I managed to find a woodland mansion. But the crazy thing is, no matter how much I looked through it, I just could not find a prison for them. I searched absolutely everywhere, but there was nothing. No prison, no allies. And I was just so mad that I decided to
burn down the entire place.
Now I had to do some blind flying and hoping to get into a pillager outpost with allies in it. And guess what? I actually did. It was a bit far away, but I'm still pleased. I gave them a block and they started following me to my base. I lured them in the water with blocks and left them to drown.
For all eternity.
Yeah, I did some research and basically they are unable to drown. And I started breeding them with the amethyst shards until there were at least 40 of them. Then I filled the chests with infestation and oozing potions and started the farm. I waited there for a while and I saw that the farm wasn't really working. But then I remembered I had to put blocks in these hoppers so a signal can be sent to the redstone. And now the farm had started working. And it was absolutely amazing. Except for the loud part. With this farm, in just like 30 minutes, I was able to get more than 2 full shulkers of slime blocks. Then I needed more shulkers, so I went to AFK on 5532's shulker farm. The next thing I wanted to make was the pistons, and for the pistons I needed a lot of iron. So you know what that means? It's time for an iron farm. I found this cool design made by Voltrox and decided to build that. I wouldn't say that the process of building it was really hard, but what was really hard was to get the villagers into their chambers. After breeding some of the villagers in the base, I built a water elevator which I used to get the villagers out of the base. And yeah, it was a pretty painful process. Usually 2 villagers would go inside the boat, and because I couldn't transfer both of them, I had to waste time pushing one of them back in the hole. Eventually I managed to get one of them out and started the transportation. But that process was incredibly painful, because I needed the villagers to go in a certain direction, but they would just go wherever they wanted, and because the land wasn't flat, I couldn't transfer them using a boat. But after a lot of patience and nerves, I got the villager to where it needed it to be, and waited for nighttime because in the video they said the villagers would automatically go towards the bed when it gets to nighttime. And I wish I didn't believe that. Because the moment I broke the boat, bro just started running for his life, trying to go back to the base. I eventually managed to catch him with a boat and put him back there, but that guy just refused to go up. So every time he made a small step up, I would block his way from going down. And after like an hour, I finally managed to get that villager into his chamber. Now I just needed to do that with 23 more villagers. And after days of destroying my nerve system, I finally collected all of the 24 villagers. The only thing left to do now was to trap the zombies. But there was one little problem with that. 5532 had made a mob switch, which basically turned off the spawning of all hostile creatures. So I had to wait 2 freaking weeks until he finally turns the mob spawn back on. And when he did that, I could finally finish the farm. Now getting the zombies in was a lot easier than the villagers. So I managed to get them in pretty quickly. Remember to subscribe. And when I added in the last zombie, the farm was fully complete. It was perfect. The suffering of all the villagers, the agony of the iron golems, and all the iron I was getting from their deaths. It was beautiful. And after I got enough iron, I started making the pistons. Until eventually, I ran out of redstone. I had an iron farm, but I didn't have a redstone farm. So I found a witch hunt, and just as I was about to start making a farm, I remembered. Super Rick turned on the mob switch just because he wanted to be annoying, and now I couldn't make a farm. I really don't know why they allowed a mob switch to be added in the server, but that is the most annoying thing ever. I really just want to find it, blow it up, and put an end to this nonsense. I can still buy the coordinates from like now as I think about it, but if I do it, Keycry's gonna kill me. So I spent the next few days mining for redstone. I also noticed I spent a lot of time mining cobblestone, and since I need a lot of it, I decided to make a cobblestone farm. I have a tutorial for it if you want. With all these farms, I was getting closer and closer to getting all the needed materials. I was very happy until it was time for the observers. The quartz was very easy to collect, but for the redstone, I needed more than 50 stacks. Which, to give you some idea of what it looks like, it's like that, but doubled. So yeah, that was a big pain in the butt. It's just that mob switch. And Super Rick, I blame him for everything. After a few days of mining, I eventually managed to get all the observers I needed, and was now concentrated on getting the building blocks. I just hope Super Rick doesn't join while I'm doing that to disturb me again. Nah, that guy just joins to troll me. Ah, okay, he got me there. Well, my plan was to at least fly away as far as possible so that he doesn't find me. I didn't really record a big part of me gathering these materials because I thought it was going to be boring, but basically I just melted the clay I got for terracotta, got some cactuses from green dye, they got sand and gravel for the concrete, killed some squids, made terracotta farm, and that was it. The rest of the stuff was just some small things that were no problem to get. And that's how, after more than 2 months, I finally managed to get all the materials needed to build that massive thing. I decided to build it at spawn, since that will probably be my last big project on the server, and I wanted to leave my memory there. So I made a huge platform and started building on it. Now I learned my lesson from my previous attempt. This time I built the TNT last, and I will use a Litmatica add-on called Litmatica Printer to make building easier and help me avoid any potential breaking of the machine. Well, let's get started. Building only one of the wheels took me like 30 minutes to make, and most of it was just me trying to get the correct rotations of the blocks, so let's just skip to the part when I start building the actual vehicle, which was 4.5 hours long. After hours of building, I was almost at the end of finally finishing it. The only thing left to do now was to add the TNT. This time I was extremely careful, because last time the TNT was the reason I couldn't make it. But I think the printer rather detects if a TNT is placed wrong and won't allow me to put TNT on the wrong way to make it blow up. So overall, I didn't really have any problem with placing the TNT. There were just the front TNT cannon that was not working, because when the machine moves forward it produces TNT constantly and blows itself up. I'm still going to place the TNT just without the dupers part, so it looks cool and no one will know it doesn't work. After placing the TNT in front, I was now fully ready with the entire machine. This looks absolutely amazing. Now, I noticed there's some stuff which directions are placed wrong. I hope they don't do me any problem, but well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Alright, Kikran, are you ready to see my machine?
Bet I'm ready, bro. You worked on it for a while. Let's see what you cooked up.
Yeah, you can see a little bit from here.
Yeah, but still, not gonna lie, my gear current's better anyway.
Okay, revealing it fully in 3, 2, 1.
What the? God, what is that? What?
It's a working sand tier.
No, TNT. What do you wanna do, man? Why you have TNT in there?
It has built-in cannons, like 2 built-in cannons here, a few built-in cannons.
You wanna destroy spawn?
And built-in TNT cannon over here.
Oh, do you wanna destroy spawn or what?
No, it's just for a cool machine. I can destroy it.
Buddy,
at
someone's
some
gonna
point, but
turn that on. It's gonna go boom boom.
no, it's
Make it.
it's actually not. It only like explodes when I turn on the cannons. It's not gonna explode while it's going forward.
You cut the part in the video. Do not tell people how to start a cannon.
Okay. I don't know. There are a lot of things which are in the wrong direction, but I'm not too sure. If I don't think they're gonna be a problem, because it's some of these like.
No, trust. It's gonna work. Whenever we win the VC, it always works. Only a few times it didn't work. Last time was like
yeah.
the ship. It didn't work first time. No, he broke it last time. He broke the dragon last time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do not trust that guy, bro. I would not trust him still. It's gonna say his brother came back again or something.
Okay, so
fine.
when I break this obsidian block, the machine is gonna start.
Bet I'm ready.
Okay.
Why does he try to rule everyone, bro? It's not
Okay.
him.
I'm starting replay mode, and I start the machine in 3, 2, 1.
Hopefully it works, please. Alright?
Okay.
Don't turn it into tissue. What?
It moves, it moves, it moves. I
Okay.
think it,
Go
I think
outside,
it
go
does
outside.
work actually.
Wait, go outside and see. Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, I got scared.
Bro, you had a heart attack for a second, didn't you?
It just moves a little bit slow because it's very big. Wait.
Go outside. Go like outside, fly outside. Whoa, we got truck in Minecraft before GTA 6.
Yeah,
it
it's
moves slowly by
working.
wood.
Oh my god,
Let's
that's actually so
go!
cool. I built
Bang
a
up,
working
first try,
sand
baby.
tier. That's a little war machine built in a Minecraft SMP, bro.
Oh, boy, just make sure to not turn it on. You
Yeah,
better not turn that.
And that's how, after nearly 3 months, I made it. I have made my own biggest and most complex project on the SMP so far. A massive panzer, the biggest war machine in this SMP. Of course, I have to give an amazing shout out to Mythical Pingu for designing this incredible thing, because without him, I was never gonna be able to make it. And with that, I think I could finally end my legacy on Project SMP. I'm incredibly thankful for all the people I met here, to all the memories created, and thank you all for helping me achieve my biggest goal ever, reaching 10,000 subscribers. But for now, Joy Go Play out.